Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are live and we have the one and only King of Kale, the son of the sun, Leo Sparrow, joining us here. Leo, thank you so much for doing it. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You got a bunch of nicknames. I got a lot more. Uh,
Let me hear 'em.
the son of the sun, the king of kale, the green machine, the earth champion. I keep going, but I'm Leo
By
Sparrow,
all
no
means.
steak all sizzle. Thank you very much for having me. Let's get to talking.
Oh, let's get to talking indeed. I remember seeing you the first time at a PCW show up in Broadheadsville. That had to have been probably early 2022. What are your thoughts about PCW working up there?
PBW, I love working PBW. That's a very fun environment. I always like meeting new people and wrestling different people, and that's definitely a place to do it. Not many people from over here really go over to PPW. It's usually just me and VSK right together, and it's a good time. It's a very fun time.
Mm-hmm. Always have a great time there. And now PCW is up in Bradenton. Do you have any intentions of possibly heading back over there and having some unfinished business there?
Potentially, potentially. Not on their
All
next
right.
show, but maybe in the future, yeah.
All right. Look forward to seeing you in the very near future. So I was checking up on Cage Match, and I just want to fact check this one by you, make sure there's no or misinformation online.
Sure, yeah, go
It
for it.
says you were yes, trained by Brian Myers, Matt Caster, and Pat Buck.
All factual, yes, that is true.
All factual. How did each of them, their training styles, help mold you into becoming Leo
Hmm.
Sparrow?
They're all different, and that's what I really like about Creative Pro, the wrestling school itself, because it's not one person. It's an entity of different people of Brian and Pat and their teaching styles, and Max and the other graduates and their teaching styles. I think Max is my favorite trainer, Max Caster. He's probably taught me the most, and he's a very discipline heavy, and that's how I learn the best. So that's I like being a part of his classes. He always pushes me, and he always lets me learn some more. Wrestling him too is great. Brian's classes are great. Always leave sweating. Pat's classes are great because I love to just sit and listen to Pat talk. He's got so much experience, both in wrestling and behind the scenes, and it's just all of it is one perfect combination of different lessons to learn to make me the best I can be.
Is there any advice that they gave you before you stepped out for your first match?
For my first match, enjoy it, have fun, but stay focused.
Now, your first match was in July of 2021, correct?
Yes, it was on Creative Pro Cap TV. It's
So, what
the
made you
YouTube show.
decide
So it
to?
was
Sorry.
filming during the pandemic. So it was all in front of the other wrestlers. There was no like fans in the crowd. So I we had a live show. Um, I don't remember. Maybe it was August of that year. That's when all the fans came back, and
Mhm.
that was a great time. I loved wrestling. It was because all of my training that I had was all throughout the pandemic. So this was the first time I've ever wrestled in front of people in like a year, and it was I couldn't believe what a difference it was. The adrenaline, the amount of pain that I did not feel when I was in there because of the adrenaline. It was a cool experience.
Not imagine so. I remember 2020 was a very weird time for the world of professional wrestling. I remember watching WrestleMania, and it just didn't feel like WrestleMania. But it's good to see that the wrestling world came together and everybody's back out doing what they love.
Yeah.
Now, for your first match, was there any like what was running through your mind?
For my first match, I was nervous. I was very nervous. Does it say what my first match was?
It did not.
Okay, so my first match was against Phil Cardigan on Cap TV singles match. I think it aired second though, but it was actually my first match, and I love wrestling Phil. I love Phil as a person, and he was just annoying me throughout the whole match, pulling out like a Slim Jim, and he was like eating it in the corner, and I'm like, "Are
Come
you
on.
eating meat while you're wrestling a vegan?" And it was really annoying, and I beat him up, but it was really just slow down, be in the moment, and have fun.
Now, when you first started, I'm assuming you had a lot of goals and aspirations, and those goals and aspirations helped get you to WWE and to AEW. Uh, Now, a year and a half, 2 years into your career, do you still have, I'm assuming you have any like big goals, big aspirations for the world of wrestling?
I do. I always have goals. I think you should always have something that you're working towards. And I think I'll never really be finished with everything. There's always something that I will be working towards. So, my goals for 2023, I want to wrestle outside of the United States. I want to branch out. I also want to wrestle in the United States, but I want to
Yeah,
wrestle outside the United States to see these different markets and see how these styles differentiate internationally. I also want to wrestle for the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. I think that they have built up something really special since they
mm-hmm.
started back up around 2020, and I would like to be a part of that. So
I think
that's
you'd be a
really
fantastic
where
fit.
my say that again.
I think you'd be a fantastic fit for the roster.
I would love to be there. So I just need an opportunity, and I'll show them too that I could be a good fit. So I would like that. I would like to also work with some vegan brands outside of the wrestling ring. So right now I'm
Mm-hmm.
working with C4 and we're doing some things. They're coming to the Creative Pro shows. They're handing out free C4 and they're working with me too. They have some sustainability efforts going on. So they got a lot of cool stuff on their end and I'm trying to intertwine it into my wrestling bubble as well.
Speaking of cool things, I just seen recently you finally got yourself a wrestling buddy.
Oh, you are correct. I do have the Leo Sparrow wrestling buddy right
Oh, there
here.
it is.
LeoSparrow.com. I have a bunch of these. I sold a lot the first day. I sold a lot at the first show. I just brought them to this weekend. So if you want one, you can go pick one up now on LeoSparrow.com. I'll sign it for you if you want. Just let me know. But these are awesome. A lot of people have slam buddies. These are major buddies. You can see it on the foot right here. It's part of the Major Wrestling Figure podcast. They have other major buddies, and they are all right. So here's the entire line of major buddies. So there's Chelsea Green, there's Matt Cardona, there's Brian Myers, and there's Leo Sparrow. So the four of us make up the entire line of major buddies, and I'm very proud of this. I'm very happy that I was able to be included in some major buddies. So yeah, that's me. If you've ever wanted to fight me, now you can. If you've ever wanted to sleep with me, now you can. You can use it as you can wrestle me, you can use it as a voodoo doll. It's up to you. But you can get those on my
So
website.
there you go. Speaking of wrestling you and getting a chance to beat you up, I see the videos circling around on the internet. What happened with your mom?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was my birthday this weekend, and my mom came. She lives in Florida, so she flew to
Hmm.
New York for my birthday, and she came to the first time she's ever seen me wrestle. She came to see me wrestle for the first time, and I'm wrestling Jack Tomlinson, and Jack grabbed a handful of spinach from my mom that she gave to him, and he threw it at me, and then he turned me around, put my arms behind my back, and asked my mom, "Do you want to slap him?" And she was like, "Yeah." So she just hit me right across the chest, and that wasn't very nice of her. It's not what I expected from her first time ever coming to watch me wrestle. But she was
That was
happy
the
that she
first
got
time seeing you in person.
first time ever seeing me in person. Yeah, she came and just to hit me, but I won, so it doesn't matter.
Well, there you go. As long as you get the dub at the end of the
So
match.
exactly. Thanks, mom.
It's funny too because you celebrate the same birthday as my mom. So
Oh,
as like
nice.
a
Well,
little,
happy birthday.
I'll make sure she gets that. But yeah, I mean, I seen the video floating around, and during your entrance, is that her that threw the spinach at you? I remember somebody threw some from the crowd.
Yeah, that's the first time somebody has ever brought their own spinach to throw back at me. And how disrespectful it is to throw spinach at somebody. I will never understand how somebody would do that to somebody else. When I make my entrance, I'm not throwing spinach at you. I'm just I'm giving it to you. I want you to eat it. I want you to be healthy. I'm just presenting it to you.
That is more to look at it. I remember
That's
that it
right.
goes back to the whole thing. The first PCW show I seen you at came out. I seen you. It didn't dawn on me what you were throwing at first. I seen you throwing stuff, and I'm like, "What is he throwing at people?"
Right.
And then he
Unless you're
takes
in
it
the
on to
first
our side.
row, it's hard to see. That's why I try and throw it in the air sometimes. When I
Mm-hmm.
get up on the turnbuckle, I'll throw it in the air, or I'll just chuck it to the back row. Sometimes they form like a little ball, and it
Mm-hmm.
that spinach flies. And I'm the guy that makes the spinach fly, so you can
Well,
see
there you go.
me.
And I work in the food industry, so I know spinach gets kind of pricey. So I mean, you keep throwing it out there, people should be thankful.
That's right.
I also want to touch back on cage match. It says here that I want to fact check this. You were two-time and current ISPW champion with GKM.
Two time, two time. I think we are. Yeah, I would say two time. Not current though.
Okay.
The now is the current ISPW tag team champions, but yes, two-time ISPW tag team champions. We lost them to Crowbar and Adam Payne in a TLC match.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was crazy. But it's on my website. You can go watch it, leosparrow.com.
I'll definitely have to check that out. What was it like working with Crowbar?
It was so cool working with Crowbar. He's so smart and he has so many cool ideas. And I'm always down to learn new things and hear from different points of view and hear from people who have had different experiences in wrestling and in life. So I'm just when he talks, I listen.
Fair enough. So I'll definitely have to go up on cage match and change that.
Yeah, even though he
Uh,
put me through a door and he put me through a guardrail, and um, you'll see if you go on my Instagram, there's a clip of I put him, I sat him in a chair, and then I
mhm.
went up to the top rope and I did kind of like a swanton bomb, and then he moved and I just landed on the chair.
Oh God, I
Yeah,
can imagine that. Feels
it
good.
was awful, but it's a thing that happened, and it was a good match. That was the match. That was the TLC match. I
And I
got
think
power bombed onto a table from the top rope, but the table didn't break. So if you
oh
want
God,
to, that was awful. So if you want to watch that, please go check it out.
I'll definitely go back and check that out. You're still so young in your career. You've been doing this since 2021, and you've had opportunities that most people would kill for.
Mm.
The chance to be on AEW, the chance to be on WWE. What was that like when you found out that you were going to be on television? Whether it was being power bombed off out of the ring by Wardlow, or being absolutely manhandled by Omos.
Well, I was eating lunch when they told me I was going to wrestle Omos. That was in Philadelphia, and I think I lost my appetite after that. So that was that was an experience, and I also didn't believe it until it happened because I knew that anything can change at uh, at any moment. So I
Mhm.
kind of just went with it, knowing that the plans are that it's going to happen, but plans can change. And I didn't believe it until I was standing in the ring. So once I was standing in the ring, I looked around at like 10,000 people, and I was like, "I'm here. We're doing it. It's actually happening." And Wardlow is a totally different story. It was I was just supposed to do security. We were helping MJF that night. MJF
Mhm.
escaped Wardlow, so he sent us in to help us out. And there were like 20 other security guards, and he punched them all in the face. And I got way worse than that. He power bombed me into the steel cage, and then I fell through the ring. So
That was
that's
one
a
of the most horrifying bumps I ever seen.
yeah. For you, yeah. Imagine me. That was planned. I was not planned. It was just supposed to power bomb me into the cage. I didn't know I was going to fall through the ring.
Now, when he put you up there, Wardlow, what was running through your mind? Because you knew once you go up, there's only one way down.
Yeah, it was. I hope I don't die. I was like, I hope the chain link is forgiving, and I hope I don't fall through the ring. I tried to get my feet underneath me as much as I could, but
Mhm.
it didn't work.
What was the chain link forgiving?
Yeah, that was the least of my worries.
And okay, so what was scarier? Getting the two-handed choke slam from Omos because Omos is so gigantic, or getting the power bomb from Wardlow because you know that right behind you is the cage and then falling through the ring.
I think wrestling Omos was scarier because I had more time to think about it. I in the moment with Wardlow, there was no time to think about it. It was just, all right, I'm getting powerbombed now, and then it happened and it was over. But it was from the moment I stopped eating my lunch right up until the match finished was all nerves. So wrestling on national TV, that was like my 11th match. Like I or maybe it was like in the single digits. Like I had not had a lot of matches, and
Mhm.
then it was on Monday Night Raw. So that was crazy.
And like I said, man, you're still so young into your career. The opportunity's only going to get bigger and better from here on out.
Hmm.
Now, I doubt he would ever see this, but is there anything you'd like to say to Omar? Yeah, I know you got some unfinished business there.
Um, no, I have nothing to say to Omos. I don't want anything to do with him anymore.
That's very fair. I remember watching that episode of Raw, and I see you, and it didn't register in my head at first. And after he picked you up the first time, I was like, wait a minute, that's Leo. I was like, that's Leo. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, oh, Mox is going to destroy him. I was like, please, please don't hurt this man.
Yeah.
And like I said, about you being so young in your career, you were also nominated for the PWI Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Now, when you
That's
heard that, what was going through your mind?
that was cool because I did a lot last year and I really tried to work hard and get out there and meet new people. And it was something that I saw the previous year. I saw that they had put out a list of their top candidates on who to vote for. And I was like, I just want to, if I could be a name on this list of somebody that's considered for the award, that works for me. That's enough. So I just sent out a tweet at Pro Wrestling Illustrated. My name is Leo Sparrow. Here's what I've done this year. And it was like a collage of photos. I think I should be considered
Mm-hmm.
to be on the list. And the next morning, the uh, editor in chief responded to my tweet and said, "You're in." So I was like, "Wow, that was fast." Verified it validated me like in the moment, and that was
Mm-hmm.
really cool to be on the list with some other people like Logan Paul, Hook, Kid Bandit,
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of other cool people that I would like to. That it's cool that I mentioned in the same conversation of them. So that was very fulfilling for me.
Speaking of Kid Bandit, have you ever been in the ring with Kid Bandit?
No, I've never even met Kid Bandit.
All right, fair enough. Um, Also here on this isn't on Cage Match. This is on Wiki. It says you debuted in the GTS or for GTS Wrestling in the Regal Rumble, entering at number one, and you lasted 13 minutes and 40 seconds before being thrown out. Now,
Mm-hmm.
what's it like the atmosphere for GTS?
GTS wrestling is a whole separate animal. There's a very large fan base, and they remember everything. There's always one person at every show I do that says, "When are you going to come back to GTS wrestling?" So the fans are great because they always remember you, and it's a wild time. It's fun though. I would go back.
I look forward to it. Now you lasted 13 minutes. Now, is there any chance we might be seeing you in the 2024 Rumble match making a run, or?
I don't know. You got to tell them to contact me.
All right, I'll work my sources. uh, but yeah, like I said, you're still so young in your career, and you've done things that a lot of wrestlers would go for. For anybody, a young wrestler who might see this, is there any advice that you could offer?
Well, I am a young wrestler, so I don't know how much advice I can give to other young wrestlers, but I wouldn't give any advice that I wouldn't that I don't do myself. So I would say find a different show every weekend and surround yourself with people that you perceive to be winners. I hang out with or I go to shows with or I train with people that
Mm-hmm.
I look up to and I want to be like, and I will work for them or do whatever they want just so I could be in their presence and absorb from them. And mouth is shut and my ears are open just because I want to be that sponge and take the best parts of all the people that I surround myself with to really become the best person I can be.
So now, before you go out there, I'm assuming you have a pre-match ritual. Is there any way you could give us a little insight of what that pre-match ritual might
Hmm.
be?
Pre-match ritual. Normally, I am filling up my spinach bag with spinach. So I'll normally find somebody around me and offer them a piece of spinach. And if they accept, then I will take one and they will take one and we will cheers spinach and then we both eat the spinach.
That is that's very interesting, but I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
who
It's
else do
healthy
you
and
know that eats
cheers.
spinach as a pre-match ritual?
Yeah, there you go. And also, is there any like a certain song you listen to, or a certain like maybe like an audio book or something you listen to before you go out for a match,
Hmm.
or even when you're
Um,
training?
I have like a gym playlist of songs that get me hyped. Nothing specific though, not like one song. I like listening to other wrestlers' theme songs. That gets me
That's
hyped.
it. There, I hear that from a lot of people. I asked, I can't remember who it was. This is when I first started doing this a while ago, and they said the exact thing. They're like, yeah, just a bunch of wrestlers play a theme song. It gets you hyped up. It makes you feel like I'm going out there. I was like, hey, whatever works.
Exactly.
So again, we touched base on Brian Myers, Max Caster, and Pat Buck. Have you ever tied up with any of them, like a sparring match or anything,
Oh
or is
yeah,
it
all the time, as much as I can. Um, I'm s- I've wrestled them all a lot. I really like wrestling Castor. I like wrestling Brian. I like wrestling Pat because they all have different ideas. Sometimes Pat Buck will come and just stand in the ring and then just
mm,
wait, and I'm always like the first one to slide in and just lock up with him just to see what he comes up with and what he wants to do. And I'm just always learning, and that's from all three of them really. So I try and wrestle as much as I can. I try and wrestle people that are better than me, so I can learn from them.
well, like I said before, it's only onwards and upwards from here. Now,
Exactly.
2022 was when the world really first got. I know you started in 2021, but 2022 is when everything was finally back to normal,
Yeah.
and you can finally go out there and do things. And the world got to see Leo Sparrow for the first time. As somebody going to an indie show or something on a Saturday night, not knowing who you are, is there what can these people who watch this now learn about you? Something that they can look forward to when they see you.
Well, if you buy a ticket to a show that I'm at, there's a very good chance that you will be hit by a flying piece of spinach. So always look forward to that. And I want people to know who I am and what I'm about within 5 seconds of me walking through the curtain. So you hear my music, it first says Leo Sparrow, and then it goes into this song about being the son of the sun, the king of Kale, the green machine, things like that. So you can tell from the song, even if you just listen to the lyrics, you know what it's about. You know what this person is about. And then you see me come out, and I have my vest of all vegan pins and patches of different vegan sayings and companies. And you see my gears. This is my gear right here. It says "Son of the Sun" right on the crotch right there. It has the green shiny pants. I've got blue, green and blue for earth colors going down the leg. Um, my butterfly tattoo right there. I'm all about the earth. I'm all about nature. I just like being there. And then you see me throwing spinach. So it's just I like to be the total package, and I like to make you feel something, whether it's good or bad. But
Mm-hmm.
you will leave the show remembering my name and remembering how I made you feel.
Alrighty. Now the question about the nicknames, are those all nicknames that you've come up with over the last couple of, about 13, 14 months, or is that a nickname like the King of Kale? Is that the one you came up with, or is that something that was bestowed upon you,
Some
or
of them have been bestowed upon me. Some of them other people come up with that I steal, or somebody will just like mention it one day. Like somebody was like, "Oh, you should be the actual Nature Boy," and I'm like, "That's a fantastic idea." So now I'm the actual Nature Boy. The Earth Championship was bestowed upon me by Mother Nature herself. Actually, it just showed up on my doorstep one day. that I was chosen to be the Earth champion by Mother Nature. But the
All
King
right.
of Kale, the Green Machine, the Son of the Sun, these are all things that I come up with that I need other people to know
Hmm.
that I'm the man.
Indeed. Now, speaking of the Arch Champion, what can we expect from the Arch Champion over the next 6 months in leading into 2024 and beyond?
Good question. Well, I would like to really focus on those goals that I mentioned before.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to get to a different show, multiple shows a weekend. I want to fill up my calendar every day with wrestling. I have a full-time job outside of wrestling, and I was just
Hmm.
thinking this morning, I can't wait until I get to quit my job and do wrestling full-time, because that's when I will really sink my teeth into it and take it as far as I can go. Right now, I'm doing that within the limitations of having a job, and I'm balancing it and making it work pretty well, I think.
Hmm.
Um, but in the next 6 months in 2024, I'm just trying to get everywhere. I'm trying to get to new promotions, uh, different countries. Like I said, I'm defending
Hmm.
the Earth Championship this weekend. So if you want to see where I'm going to be and if I'm coming towards you, then you can follow me on social media at No Steak All Sizzle, or you can go to my website leosparrow.com.
All righty. Well, Leo, I think I'm out of questions.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say to the world?
I got a few different shows coming up this weekend. I'm going to be in Philadelphia on the 22nd and 23rd. I'm going to be at an LVAC show on Saturday, and I'm going to be at Labor of Love on Sunday. Those are both in Philadelphia. Labor of Love is in Philadelphia. LVAC is in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Also, May 13th, Saturday, May 13th, is Creative Pro's next show, Homecoming. We have MJF, Raven, and the Son of the Sun, Leo Sparrow, among all the other Creative Pro graduates and students. That's going to be a very fun time. Sold out. Just about 600 tickets sold out very fast.
Very
If you
impressive.
didn't get a ticket, maybe there will be a stream that you can watch that is not announced yet. And I will be on FWF Live number 5. This is a Creative Pro adjacent. This is the live wrestling show of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. The Figure Wrestling Federation is your action figures come to life. So I will be there. It is streaming on Tuesday, June 6th, as well as different shows every weekend. You can follow my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and find out where I'm going to be.
All righty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow him. He is the Son of the Sun. He is the King of Kale. Make sure you follow him on all of his social medias. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, one more time, for the one and only Leo Sparrow.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much for
much
having
again for
me.
joining us, Leo.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.